If you die before you die, you won't die when you die. That's the key. I call it the Immortality Key. It's the big job. It's what we're all looking for, right? The meaning of life? What does it mean to be alive? And what happens when we die? Is there a God? Is there a point to any of this? Well, according to the ancient philosophers and mystics, there are answers to these questions, like real answers. They're not hidden away in some book or some dark corner of the internet. They're not necessarily in your local church or temple. And even if Moses, Jesus, and the Buddha himself were sitting in your living room, they couldn't tell you. Because it's nothing you can actually learn. Nothing for your rational brain to compute, at least. You know, my hero, the late Joseph Campbell, once said, "It's not the meaning of life that we're after."
People say that what we're all seeking is a meaning for life. I don't think that's what we're really seeking. I think what we're seeking is an experience of being alive, so that the life experiences that we have on the purely physical plane will have resonances within that are those of our own innermost being and reality, and so that we actually feel the rapture of being alive.
But you can't very well experience that rapture until you've experienced its opposite. You don't know what you got till it's gone, says Joni Mitchell. So until you've experienced death, not in some abstract or metaphorical way, but an actual death that feels acutely and terrifyingly real in this lifetime, how can you know what it means to be alive? And how can you even talk about an afterlife until you've seen it for yourself? The only way to experience God is to let go the rational mind. And when the ego gives up, your consciousness begins to expand beyond the body, beyond space and time, beyond the very categories of being and non-being, to find itself looking back at itself. Well, there's your new definition of God, said Joseph Campbell.
But the ultimate, unqualified mystery is beyond human experience. It becomes inflected. As they say, there is a condescension on the part of the infinite to the mind of man, and that is what looks like God. This business of understanding the relationship of mortality to something in you that is transcendent of mortality is the big job.
For the ancient philosophers and mystics, it was never about living forever within the field of time, just going on and on until the stars fade and the cosmos goes dark. It was never about life after death. It was always about venturing into the timelessness of the infinite present to realize your own divinity and the divinity of everyone and everything around you, which is love in its purest form. Maybe that's what it means to be fully alive. And maybe that's what ancient infinity, that every moment is an eternity of its own. Sounds awfully familiar.
Eternity isn't some later time. Eternity isn't a long time. Eternity has nothing to do with time. Eternity is that dimension of here and now, which thinking in time cuts out.
This is it.
This is my... If you don't get it here, you won't get it anywhere. And the experience of eternity right here and now is the function of life.
If you die before you die, you won't die when you die. An pethanis, prin pethanis, denta pethanis, otan pethanis. Well, if that's the best kept secret in history, maybe it's time for the secret to get out.